Hey there, welcome to My Green Pets. I'm William Green. A sunny Sunday morning here in Colorado. These are my orchids in my big grow tent. The grow tent is officially, I think, 13 months old at this point. I moved my whole collection from a commercial greenhouse into the grow tent September of 2020. And things have gone really well. I can't complain. There seems to be a massive root growth surge happening in a lot of the Cattleyas. Kind of an end of season thing. Really good to see. Let me show you a couple things in bloom and some other things that are going on in here. Let's get started. Bulbophyllum lepidum finally bloomed. Look at this cute little thing. It does have a fragrance. It's like kind of an earthy, kind of old apple, earthy fragrance. Very, very light hint of sweetness. The lips, when they flip back and forth, they flash yellow. See the lips when they flip backward? Get that yellow flash there. Really cool. Got another one coming. And I got this plant 3 years ago as a cutting. Finally blooming for me. You can imagine how lovely this would look with a big specimen and lots of flower spikes coming out. I repotted this Cattleya rex. It's actually two plants, Nina and Unu, both on this piece of hickory bark. You can see the massive root growth happening right now. I put it in. I had it in a plastic air cone pot, and then yesterday I bought an 8-inch clay pot. So now my two largest rexes, or my two mounted rexes, are sitting in clay pots. I also did another snail dunk on Orchid, and it seems to have gone pretty well. I dunked it in just regular water in a 5-gallon bucket. The water was up to about here on the plant. Everything else was submerged. And last time I did this, I got dozens and dozens of snails that crawled to the surface and picked off. But yesterday I only found a few. Not many at all. There were a lot of really tiny ones, like babies, but only a few big ones. So I think this is going to be my snail strategy from now on. Every month or two, a full submerge for a couple of hours. Most of the snails will make it to the top at that time. They can be picked off, and then this plant can be put back in the tent without the use of any chemicals, hydrogen peroxide, that kind of stuff that in the past just it hasn't worked for me. Anyway. Bulbophyllum Lovely Elizabeth is I keep moving this thing around. So here's the latest thing. I have a shallow bowl. I drilled holes in the bottom. Mix of medium and fine grade bark. It has a new growth coming, new roots coming. I really hope that it kind of establishes itself in here, and this new growth is a little bit bigger than that last one. We will see. It's always so hard to figure out how to pot these guys because they crop, if it does establish in here, great, but within, one or two growths after this, it's going to be crawling out of the pot again. I keep looking at my Cattleya walkeriana and hoping it's going to do something. Keep looking right down here, this little knob. If it's going to do something, it'll probably come out of here. Actually, I can't say that. Sometimes you look at one place, you think things are going to happen, and it's actually happening somewhere else and completely miss it. So it could bloom off this bulb. Don't know. But we will see. I tried not to focus on it too much, kind of ignore it a little bit, but I am really, really hoping to get blooms. And, You see other people's blooming online, and you're like, darn it, I want it to bloom. Let's do a little Catasetinae update. So my largest one, this is Mormodia Jumbo World. You can see there are autumn colors showing here. This leaf looks like it's next. And just kind of slowly creeping along. I expect this plant will be fully leafless in a month or so. Maybe longer. Right in front of it is Clowesia Rebecca Northen. It's dropped a few lower leaves, and that bulb is nice and fat, quite a bit bigger than the previous bulb. Don't think it's going to bloom this year, but who knows, we might get lucky. Right in front of it, Cygnocchius cooperi, seedling. Leaves still pretty green, a little bit yellow down here. Bulb's fattened up. Don't really expect any flowers on such a small plant. But this year's bulb quite a bit larger than last year's, so that is good. Oops. Hopefully next year, there it is. Hopefully next year we'll get some flowers. Rlc Jessie Lee got really heavily divided last year. 2 big divisions taken off, and was left just with this. New division it rooted really nicely in the spring. It's got some more roots coming out now. Always good to see. And it has one single little flower bud pushing out. Looking forward to seeing that coming out in the next month. Seedlings still doing alright. A few of them I went ahead and put a little bit of fine grade bark in there with them, just to see if they'll do any better. These are my 4. These 4 are Dowiana rosita, and they've been in fine grade bark for a few months, and they really seem to be doing all right. This one's got a really nice big new leaf on it. You can see a new root pushing out down there too. So I said, okay, well, some of them I'm just gonna throw a little bit of bark in there and see if they can take hold and do a little bit better. These guys too. These are Dowiana aurea. This is a little Rex. Overall looking okay. These guys look good. I'm going to leave them in here all together until they start kind of climbing out of the pot, I think. See some really big leaves pushing out. Bulbophyllum medusae looks like it's got 2 spikes this year, in spite of being heavily divided last year. There's one. And then this growth looks to have at least 1, maybe 2 coming off that one. That's great. This is, I think it's the 3rd orchid I ever bought, and it's been divided so many times. Blooms every year, just absolutely one of my favorites. Looking forward to those blooms again, possibly in December or January. Alright, that's just about all we've got going on today, but I did want to show you my Clivia again. Still blooming out, looking great. Let's go have a look. Clivia is still looking very nice. Really nice display this year. 3rd time this year. What has gotten into you? I think it might be fertilizer? Don't know. Pretty happy with it. Alright guys, as usual, thanks for joining me here on My Green Pets. Have a great week, happy growing, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.